Guess who's back? Back again. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess. Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing and football tips for Saturday, the 6th of January. Well, I apologise for that nonsense. Let's make it more serious. Let's get straight into it. So it's a shocking day's racing, but I do really like the selections, and I'll talk you through them. So it's a £16 horse racing stake. It's a 40 pence win, lucky 15, and it's then I'll talk you through it. So let's get into it. So the first selection is Naylor the Lioness at 5-2 in the 11.55 at Newcastle. I have purely gone for this horse because of Carl Burke. This has never run before. They also had, interestingly, a race in this last year. But what is interesting is this is a national hunt flat race on the all-weather. Well, the fact that Carl Burke had one in the race last year, it came second, and has got one in it this year. Not quite sure why he likes having a runner in this race. He has very few runners over this kind of distance on the all-weather for a start, but also on in a national hunt flat race. So I find it interesting. I've got no form to go on, but I find it interesting. So the second selection is Paddy DePaul at 5-1 in the 12.20 at Wincanton. So this horse, it comes from Powerful Stable. It's 5-1. The two principals are both won and are both carrying penalties. This horse may not be a million miles behind the principals. If either of those horses are weighed down by the penalty, this horse could capitalise. I think it's better than we've seen so far. The third selection is Arctic Man at 7-2 in the 1 at Newcastle, paying 3 places instead of 2. I've gone for this horse because I believe Nick Alexander won this race last year. And obviously this is his horse this year. You will understand why I fancy this horse. And I do think that Nick Alexander will have a decent day. And I think he's had some of his horses deliberately laid out for this meeting because I do fancy 4 runners that he's got. So this is one of them. And the next selection is 4 of a Kind at 9-4 in the 2 at Wincanton, paying 4 places instead of 3. So, like I said, all these are to win. It's a 40 pence win, lucky 15. 4 of a Kind, I think, is a lot better than it's shown so far. It's extremely interesting, the fact that it's not done a great deal, but it's trained by Harry Durham, and as you're well aware, or you may be aware, Oliver Sherwood is the assistant trainer. I'm a big fan of Oliver Sherwood. I think you're going to see better things come from Harry Durham. And I find it very interesting. This is such a short price. And this could be a hot pot tomorrow. I think this could be 6-4 tomorrow, come post time. Because it's a dreadful race. And that's my take on things. I've got a loose connection, as you can see. So, that's it. So it's a £20 stake, sorry. So what I've had is a 40 pence win, lucky 15, £6. Then I've had £1 singles on each of those 4 selections. Take it to £10. The other bet is also £10, and we're going to get to that very shortly. So it's a 30 pence each way, lucky 15, and a 50 pence each way accumulator. The first selection is Anamanda at 14-1 in the 140 at Newcastle. I can't remember the reasoning behind all these selections, but the vast majority are Nick Alexander's. There is a horse that is crying out for a step up in distance, but I cannot remember which one that is, and I'll explain that in a minute. This horse, I believe, it's got a good chance of sneaking a place. That's it, I remember now. So what they describe this race as, nothing special. And this horse, I think, could prove to at least run a place. The winner, I think it's called Handshake or Hands Down. I believe it's carrying a penalty. It's trained by Ben Pauling, and it could be better than these, but also it may struggle under penalty. And I think Anamanda could benefit or could mop up a place from any horse that is lowering the. Oh God, I'm making a right mess of this on. I think this horse could sneak a place because the ones shorter in price could be vulnerable. The next selection is Darney at 9-1 in the 5+2 at Wincanton, paying 4 places instead of 3. I've already said I fancy 4 of a kind to win the race. If it runs no race, then it's open. It's a completely, massively open race. Darney ran okay over this course and distance 2 runs ago under a very inexperienced, I think it's apprentice. I do think if it repeats that run, it's got a good chance of getting a place again. If the favourite underperforms, it's got a good chance of taking the race. So I think it's got a decent chance. The third selection is Boulamore Classic at 11-1 in the 2:15 at Newcastle. Once again, Nick Alexander again. I think it's got a decent chance. Possibly the most interesting horse that Nick Alexander has tomorrow at Newcastle is Scalloway Bay at 11-1 in the 3:25 at Newcastle, paying 4 places instead of 3. This horse hasn't done a great deal, and I'm actually going to show you the form now. So I wasn't going to do this, but I'll show you the angle because it's quite interesting. So what is interesting is the breeding of this horse. There's nothing better than backing a horse that has been ran over a distance that it doesn't want, and all of a sudden, the day you back it, it needs this distance, and it could be expected to improve. Right, this is getting a bit messy now, but right, 3:25, Scalloway Bay. Straight away, first time tongue strap. I didn't actually notice that, but it makes no difference. So, make a note of that, and beyond. So this horse ran its best race so far. I can't scroll down anymore, so you can't see all of this. You're not missing anything. So first run was National Hunt Flat at Carlisle. How infuriating is this? Anyway, let's talk about the ones in view. So, unseated rider at Carlisle. Completely ignore that. Who knows what would have happened. 53 days later, it ran its best race so far at Ayr, over 2 miles on the soft. And tomorrow it's been upped in distance. Being upped in distance to 2.5 mile, I believe. Yep, 2 mile, 4.5 furlong. So let's click on the dam, Gretton. So this is what his mum's done so far. So here we go. So look at the bottom. You've got Scalloway Bay and the sire being And Beyond, trained by Nick Alexander. Let's jump straight to the top. Is also training another one, sired by And Beyond out of the mare Gretton, and it's, I'm sure you've heard of it, Up Helly a King or Up Helly a King. This horse it wants about 3 mile basically. Also, there's another one there, look, And Beyond, trained by Ben Pauling, 2 mile 5. So this horse can be expected to improve because it's only ran over 2 miles so far. So let's go to Up Hellier King. I butchered that and all. So hopefully we can see a bit more about this because unfortunately, right, you can't quite see the first 2 runs. Basically, National Flat. So the runs that you're interested in, 2 mile. Also campaigned at Ayr over 2 mile. Not done a great deal, look. Nothing. 78, improved, 99, not bad. Haydock, handicap, 2 mile 7. Ran okay. Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong, well beaten, not good enough, but 2 mile 2 at Kelso, no good still. We know it doesn't want that. So, wind surgery, was that the problem? So if you remember, we've got first time tongue strap, yeah? So this horse is wearing a tongue strap, yeah? So it runs in the family. So wind surgery, first run after a break after wind surgery, ignore that, right? So all of a sudden, unseated rider. Then all of a sudden, 2 mile, 5.5 furlong, 2 mile 5. It comes second, it wins the race, both on really bad ground. It's also, it's right, that's over chase now. All I'm saying is, it will appreciate the heavy ground. It looks like now it'll appreciate the tongue strap. It'll appreciate the step up in distance. Nick Alexander knows all about this family. And it's 11-1 in a shocking, 12-1 in a shocking race. So, so just look at all the question marks. So, don't go on, there could be angles where you could back these as well. But you've got an absence, unseated rider last time. You've got Jenny Candlish, okay trainer, but not done a great deal. And also Tommy Johnson, only ran 3 times. Don't get me wrong, we know it's a poor race, but we've also got an angle, and we understand why we're backing Scalloway Bay at 11-1. So I think I'm going to go for this one as being the nap of the day, Scalloway Bay. So that concludes the bets. You will see the football bet in the first comment and the description by 10 a.m. Saturday morning. So the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.